भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 6th chapter, 38th verse. Aho devarshi dhanyo ayam.
Aho devarshi dhanyo.
Aho devarshi dhanyo ayam.
Aho devarshi dhanyoyam.
Yat kirtim sharangadhanavana.
Yat kirtim sharangadhanavana.
Yat kirtim sharangadhanavana.
Yat kirtim sharangadhanavana.
Gayan madhyan idam tantraya.
Gayan madhyan idam tantraya.
Ramyati aturam jagat.
Ramyati aturam jagat.
Aho devarshi dhanyo ayam.
Aho devarshi dhanyo ayam.
Yat kirtim sharangadhanavaha.
Yat kirtim sharangadhanavaha.
Gayan madhyan idam tantraya.
Gayan madhyam idam tantraya.
Ramayati aturam jagat.
Ramayati aturam jagat.
Aho devarshi dhanya ayam.
Aho devarshi dhanyoyam.
Yat kirtim sharanakathanavaha.
Yat kirtim sharanakathanavaha.
Gayan madhyan idam tantraya.
Gayan madhyam idam tantraya.
Ramayati aturam jagat.
Ramayati aturam jagat.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
All glories and success to Sri Narad Muni, because it glorifies the activities of personality of Godhead, and so doing, he himself takes the pleasure and also enlivens all the distressed souls of the universe. Purport. I'll read the translation once again. All glories and success to Sri Narad Muni, because he glorifies the activities of personality of Godhead. And so doing, he himself takes pleasure. All glory and success to Sri Narad Muni, because he glorifies the activities of personality of Godhead. And so doing, he himself takes pleasure and also enlivens all the distressed souls of the universe. Purport. Sri Narad Muni plays on his instrument to glorify the transcendental activities of the Lord and to give relief to all the miserable living entities of the universe. No one is happy here within this universe, and what is felt as happiness is Maya's illusion. The usually energy of the Lord is so strong that even the hog who lives on a filthy stool feels happy. No one can be happy, no one can be truly happy within the material world. Sri Narad Muni, in order to enlighten the miserable inhabitants, wanders everywhere. His mission is to get them back home, back to Godhead. That is the mission of all genuine devotees of the Lord following the footsteps. That is the mission of all the genuine devotees of the Lord following the footsteps of that great sage. His mission is to get them back home, back to Godhead. That is the mission of all genuine devotees of the Lord following the footsteps of the great sage. So, Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपा कदामह्यं ददाति स्वापदातिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथामृतं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी पुष्पानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे Hare Krishna. So this shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, this is conversation between Narad Muni and Vyasadeva. And in the last shloka, this chapter is the complete conversation between Narad Muni and Vyasadeva. And the last shloka, Srila Sutta Goswami, it glorifies Narad Muni. This shloka is based on secret of happiness. How to become happy. Everyone is in search of happiness. Everyone is in search of happiness. But because of the illusory energy of the Lord, Maya Devi, in the material pleasure of the lowest level, we think that we are happy. As Prabhupada says in this purport, even a hog who is in the filthy stool, the illusion of Lord is so strong that even a hog who is in the filthy stool, he feels himself to be happy. This is the illusory power of the Lord. Similarly, we also think that in the material sense pleasure, we will remain happy throughout. Sutta Goswami glorifies Narad Muni for one reason in this shloka. He tells the reason. I read the translation 2-3 times to focus on what is the exact message. All glory and success to Srila Narad Muni. It didn't just stop on all glory and success to Srila Narad Muni. It moved further. Because he glorifies the activities of the personality of Godhead. Number one. He glorifies the personality of Godhead. Someone may sit and glorify the personality of Godhead to make his own numbers, to become a public figure. That's what the professional Bhagavatam speakers do. In the back end, they are busy in sense gratification. On the front end, they are glorifying the Lord so that people follow. That is duplicitous. So why Narad Muni is glorified? Reasons are given. If we go to the translation. All glory and success to Srila Narad Muni because means kyunki. Because he glorifies the activities of the personality of Godhead, number one. And so doing, he himself takes pleasure. He is not duplicitous. He is himself taking pleasure in glorifying the Lord. Number two. Number three, and also enlivens the distressed souls of the universe. Preaching, telling people, taking them out of distress. These are the three reasons why Narad Muni is glorified. Can you repeat the three reasons? Number one, he glorifies the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Number two, he himself takes pleasure in it. It's not a show. Number three, he also enlivens the distressed souls of the universe. This is our mission. Prabhupada says, glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead and taking pleasure in that is the Janma Sarthak Kari. And enlivening the distressed souls of the universe is Karo Paropkar. Janma Sarthak Kari, Karo Paropkar. A simultaneous process. That should go on. Otherwise, just like a hog, he feels happy in the filthy stool. We are also happy in the situation we are. But this is not the highest form of happiness. No one can be truly happy within this material world. This is what Prabhupada writes in the purport. Till the time you are in material world, you cannot be truly happy. The mission of all the genuine devotees of the Lord is following the footsteps of the great sage. Prabhupada says, we also have to follow the footsteps of this great sage by doing three things. Number one, that is, Prabhupada writes, this is a very heavy statement. That is the mission of the genuine devotees. What will non-genuine devotees say? घर बैठ के अपना रीडिंग हियरिंग चैंटिंग करो, मंदिर आने की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है. These are non-genuine people. What will a genuine devotee say? He will say, the mission of the genuine devotee, Prabhupada writes very clearly, following the footsteps of the great sage. How is Narad Muni glorified? Three things. Number one, once again, number one, glorify the Lord. Number two, take the pleasure in glorifying the Lord. Number three, enlivening the distress. Is it going to happen when you just sit at home and do reading, hearing, chanting? No. You have to associate. That is the success. That is the happiness. The one aspect was this, when Narad Muni is glorified. The other aspect that we pick is from Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 21st verse. Bahaya sparshesu asat atma vindati atmani yat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute Bhaya sparshesva asat atma vindati atmani yat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. The translation of this shloka says, such a liberated person is not attracted to the material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. The way Narad Muni is enjoying pleasure within. We search for pleasure without, outside, material sense pleasure. But people like Narada Muni, they search the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Someone who concentrates on the Supreme, he gets unlimited happiness. There is no limit. Prabhupada, the translation, Krishna could have said, the self-realized person enjoys happiness. But what did he say? Unlimited happiness. For he concentrates on the Supreme. Something that cannot be measured. That level of happiness. Self-realized person enjoys if he concentrates on the Supreme. One aspect was this, that glorifying the Lord, taking pleasure in it, and enlivening the distressed souls. One understanding is this for happiness. Another understanding for happiness is coming out of the material sense pleasure. As in this purport of Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 21st verse, Prabhupada says, Srila Yamunacharya, in one of his shlokas, he says, whenever I think of sex pleasure, I feel like spitting on it. And my lips curl in distaste. So someone who is always busy in glorifying the activities of Lord and takes pleasure in it. Please understand, there is one person who glorifies the Lord, the other person who glorifies the Lord and takes pleasure in it. So someone who is glorifying the Lord to create a show among the people, when a chance of fulfilling the sex desire will come, he will fulfill it. This is one category. Another category of person is someone who glorifies the Lord and takes pleasure in it. He is not creating a show. To such a person, when this thought of sex desire comes, he spits on it, like Yamunacharya is doing. And not only that, he just not spits. His lips taste in, his lips curl in distaste. This is the situation of the person who doesn't create a show. We should understand we want to be in which category. The first category or the second category. If you want to be in second category, the end result will be, if you be in second category, the end result will be all support from Krishna. All sorts of support from Krishna. You need not suffer anymore. A non-duplicious person never suffers. But the first category person who glorifies the Lord just for creating a show whenever he gets a chance for sense pleasure without, he goes for it. And such a person never gets supports of Krishna. This is what is in the purport of 5th chapter, 21st verse. Realization is a very important line. Spiritual realization and sex pleasure go ill together. It's a very important statement of Prabhupada. Spiritual realization and sex pleasure go ill together. They cannot go together. Either you go for sex pleasure or you go for spiritual realization. If you think I will go for self pleasure, sense pleasure, sex pleasure, and spiritual realization simultaneously, it is not possible. So, this is my understanding for this shloka. Any questions? Yes, sir.
One statement is here that unlimited pleasure. So unlimited means it will not be bounded by time also.
Yes,
So if it started, it will never end.
it will never end. It will not be bound by time, it will not be bound by place, it will not be bound by circumstance, it will not be bound by what kind of karmic reactions are coming in your life, whether you are in, whether materially, externally, you are in pleasure or you are in pain, it will not matter. Unlimited happiness. It's beyond our conception. But with the sadhana, sometime you will be able to conceive it for sure. Any other question? Alright, we'll close. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Shri Prabhupada.